Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So here we see two different personalities in contrast with each other. Daksha, even though highly placed materially, does not have the good qualities of a devotee. Lord Shiva, on the other hand, even though externally appearing to be unclean, very poorly dressed, niggardly dressed, Prabhupada says, has all the good qualities of a devotee. So Daksha is afflicted with fault-finding tendency. Lord Shiva has no disqualification, has no black spot, but it is a quality of a fault finder that he will find fault even where there is no fault. Yesterday, we were reading Chaitanya Charitamrita in Ashram Prasadam Hall, and there was a description about Ramachandra Puri. One of the disciples was Ishvara Puri, another disciple of Madhavendra Puri was Ramachandra Puri. Both of them were completely different from each other. We saw how Ishvara Puri, the spiritual master of Lord Chaitanya, was so humble that he would serve the spiritual master in such a way that even cleaning his stool, he took up to such menial services for the spiritual master. Ramachandra Puri, on the other hand, even though he was also a scholar, he did not receive the mercy of his spiritual master. He was having the tendency to find faults with devotees. So we read yesterday that how ants are found anywhere. He tried his best to find faults with Lord Chaitanya, and when he could not, and when he saw that there were some ants in the room of Lord Chaitanya, he criticized that he is supposed to be sannyasi. Sannyasi should be mithabhak, he should eat less, but looks like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is eating lot of sweets. Especially if sweets are eaten in more quantity, senses will be uncontrolled. So how is he maintaining his sannyas? Isn't it? So you can see. So you can see the contrast. Prabhupada explains. The quality of a fault finder is, even if there is no fault, he can find out faults. somehow or other. Even in the spotless character, he can find a spot. Quality of a Mahatma is he does not see fault at all, except for as a service. Only the spiritual master, it is his service to see faults so that his disciples can be corrected. Otherwise, this fault finding business is a very dirty business. One should not unnecessarily take to this service. It is a service which actually a pure devotee does not want to do, because he does not see a fault in anyone. He sees only fault in himself, that everybody else is engaged in service of the Lord except for me. We have heard about one poet, बुरा जो देखन मैं चला बुरा न मिल्या कोई, जो दिल खोजो आपनो मुझसे बुरा न कोई. In our childhood we learned some dohe. I went to find out who are dirty, people having faults, but I could not find anyone. And when I searched my heart, I saw that all dirt is within me. So pure devotee of the Lord, he does not see fault in anyone. Rather, his quality is even a small, insignificant quality he recognizes and encourages that person. See? Even an insignificant quality. That was the beauty of Srila Prabhupada. That people in Western countries, we can see in the different pastimes of Srila Prabhupada how merciful he was. Even a little quality of Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada would recognize and encourage them to become Krishna conscious. And that is how we see that such class of people, Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, all these kinds of lower class of people, Srila Prabhupada elevated them in Krishna consciousness. So here we see Daksha is having the disqualification of trying to find fault in great personalities. So, let us see what is the kind of words he is using to blaspheme Lord Shiva. So he is saying here, as you can see, Ayam tu loka palana yashoghna. Lord Shiva, he is one of the Lok Palana, he is one of the governors of the universe, and he is one of the primary governors actually. There are many demigods, many others who take care of different departments of the universe. But Shiva and Brahma, they are one of the primary Lokpalas. So, Yashaghna, he has spoiled the good names of Devatas. He has spoiled the good name of these governors, Lokpalas. So, he is a black spot in the midst of Devatas. And then He is also saying, he has polluted the path of gentle manners. He is supposed to be a gentleman, but he is very ungentle, unmannerly. He does not know the manners of gentleman. So very critical, you can see. There are, in the Vedic literature, descriptions about the different etiquettes of a gentle person. What should be followed? So as per the calculation of Daksha, because Lord Shiva did not get up from his seat, this is very unmannerly. This is not a behavior of a gentleman. He has polluted the manners of being a gentle. So this is the second thing he is saying. One is Yashaghna, that he has spoiled the name and fame of Devatas, and he does not know the manners of gentle people. He has polluted that path of gentle manners. So he is using the word. Third, he says, because he is shameless, he does not know how to act. Nirpatrapaha. So because he is shameless, nirpatrapaha, he does not know stabdhena. He is devoid of proper action. He does not know how to act. So these are the kinds of words which Daksha is using to criticize Lord Shiva. Imagine, to such a great personality he is telling you are shameless and you do not know how to act. So, Prabhupada is saying in the purport, Daksha wanted to impress upon the minds of all great sages assembled in that meeting. Shiva, being one of the demigods, has ruined the good reputation of all demigods by his unmannerly behavior. But Prabhupada says that actually, even though Daksha has used these connotations, these words negatively, but the same words can be used to glorify Lord Shiva. The same word can be used to glorify Lord Shiva. But because it's a fact that actually the Lord somehow or other will not allow his devotee to be blasphemed. Externally it may be a blasphemy. But if one takes the literal meaning of these words, it can be taken in a good sense also. That indirectly he is actually glorifying Lord Shiva, even though he is meaning to blaspheme. Isn't it? So let us see how Prabhupada explains these words very nicely. So one is Yashaghna. One meaning is Yashaghna, one who spoils the name and fame. This can also mean that one who has become very famous, so famous that his fame has destroyed all others' fame. One can destroy the fame by unmannerly actions. Another way of destroying the fame is when one becomes very famous, automatically everybody else's fame is gone, vanquished, in front of his fame. So Prabhupada is saying that it's a fact. Lord Shiva has destroyed everybody else's fame. Because as a great devotee of the Lord, he is very famous. Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. As great as a devotee like Lord Shiva, it is said. So, we should also be very cautious that with our unmannerly behavior, we should not spoil the name of Srila Prabhupada. We should not spoil the name of Srila Prabhupada's society. So in our conduct, in our behavior, we should be very cautious. So this art of conducting ourselves in association of devotees with outside people, with workers, we have to deal with so many varieties of people. So we should learn this art, how to deal with different classes of people. So when we become Krishna conscious, it is not that we have to read some books written by some people to see how to act and how to behave with people. All those things are external. Qualities of devotees are internal. They become manifest. His good behavior becomes manifest. If our good behavior is not becoming manifested, then we should sharpen and more intensely practice our Krishna consciousness. That should be understood properly. So, this is one way. And then Prabhupada is also talking about the second word which is used. Again, Daksha used the word nirpatrapa. So there are two meanings of nirpatrapa: stunted or shameless. Many places nirpatrapa means shameless, one who has no shame. Or stunted. Stunted means no growth, immature, that kind of person. So another sense is nirpatrapa. He is the only shelter for people who have no shelter. He is the only shelter for people who have no other shelter. This is another great quality of Lord Shiva. So, indirectly, he is glorifying Lord Shiva's real characters, which is a fact that Lord Shiva is such a great personality. He is called Ashutosh. His disposition is very benevolent. Very benevolent. In Bhagavatam, generally, whenever benevolence is described, it is compared with benevolence of Lord Shiva. So when Maharaj Yudhishthir was very anxious to know about the future, the qualities of Parikshit Maharaj, he called all the Brahmanas and he wanted them to explain. He did not ask how many years he is going to live. He was asking him about his qualities. So the Brahmanas, among other qualities, they said, Prasade Girisha Upamaha. Prasade means in his charitable disposition, in his benevolence, he will be compared, Upamaha, he will be compared to Lord Shiva. Girisha, the Lord of Kailasha, is called Girisha. So he'll be compared to Lord Shiva. So in that context, Prabhupada explains that Lord Shiva is celebrated as Ashutosh, one who is pleased very easily and benevolently he gives benedictions to people who worship him. But sometimes, of course, he falls into problem because of this quality. So many asuras use this opportunity to become very powerful. Prabhupada explains Lord Shiva's this benediction, because he is Asutosh, was misutilized by Ravana to become very powerful and opulent. He became very powerful, very opulent. So Prabhupada says, Ravana became very opulent, but Lord Shiva, who is the master of whole illusory energy, this is nothing but what people are possessing is nothing but illusory energy only. It is not Lakshmi. It is illusory energy. Because the more they possess, they become more entangled. But Lord Shiva himself and with his wife Sati or Parvati lives in a very humble manner. Lives under a tree, does not even have a residence. We have not heard that in Kailasha Parvat there is a great, mahal in which Lord Shiva is residing with his wife. He's always just busy meditating on Lord Vasudeva. So, but Prabhupada explains that even though Ravana became very powerful using all benedictions of Lord Shiva, he was not helped when he was to die, when he declared war against Lord Rama. In fact, Prabhupada says Parvati did tell that your great devotee Ravana, he is endangered now. Why don't you save him? So Lord Shiva replied, when Lord Rama wants to kill someone, neither me nor my father can save. Nobody can save him. Then there is a saying, Rakhe Krishna, Mare Krishna, Rakhe ke. No one can save. If Krishna wants to kill someone, no one can save him. And if Krishna wants to save someone, no one can kill him. This is important. Then there is another story about one Vrikasura. So Vrikasura also very easily pleased Lord Shiva and he obtained a boon. So Lord Shiva is not very calculative, he does not calculate what is going to happen. Whereas Krishna does not give like this. Even when his devotees want something which will be poisonous, which will hamper their devotional service, Krishna will not give. But Lord Shiva is not like that. He is very benevolent. So Vrikasura asked for a boon. On whosoever head I put my hand, he should vanquish. Lord Shiva said, yes, granted. So he was granted that boon. And first person he wanted to test his boon was on Lord Shiva only. You have given me the boon, now I want to test on you whether it will work. Let me see. See this. So then Lord Shiva had to take shelter of Lord Vishnu. And then by the power of Lord's illusory energy, Vrikasura was made to put his own hand on his own head. The Lord made him to think that actually you are believing in the word of Lord Shiva. He is not a gentleman. What he says, how you can believe him? If you don't believe me, try this. Put your hand on yourself and see. Isn't it? And he himself was destroyed. So, Prabhupada also says that actually these are not the real gifts of Lord Shiva. If someone actually becomes a devotee of Lord Shiva, he is gifted with Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada gives the example that one poor Brahmana satisfied Lord Shiva and he asked him, I want something very valuable. So he said, okay, you go and approach Sanatana Goswami in Vrindavan. He will give you something very valuable. So that Brahmana went and first approached. So seeing that Brahmana, Sanatana Goswami said, I know what you want. There is a dustbin there, you can take from that. What you want, it is available there. So he found one stone, it is Chintamani stone, it was a touchstone. And he was very happy seeing that actually whatever I touch, it becomes gold. But then he started thinking, if this is very valuable for Sanatana Goswami, why would he put it in dustbin? Nobody puts a valuable thing in the dustbin. There must be something more valuable than this, which he has not given me. So he went and approached. He said that, my dear Sanatana Goswami, it looks like you have not given me the most valuable thing. So he said, okay, if you want most valuable thing, first thing, you throw this touchstone in Yamuna and then come back. Then I will give you. So then he came back and then initiated him in chanting the holy name of the Lord, which is a fact. Nam Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. There is nothing more higher than the benediction where one can chant the holy name of the Lord. Right? Lord Shiva is also called Gopishwara because the gopis, they worship Lord Shiva not for anything material. They knew Lord Shiva is very easily pleased. If we can please him, then we can ask him a benediction that please give Krishna as our husband. That was their desire, and that is why he is called Gopishwara. So these are the real benedictions of Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva, as we will see in the later verses, he is also called as Bhutanatha. Bhutanatha means, Prabhupada explains, the Lord has given him in charge of people who are in gross tamoguna. Lord Vishnu generally takes care of people who are in sattva guna. Lord Brahma, on the other hand, takes care of people who are in rajoguna. Lord Shiva is given the in charge of low class creatures, sometimes creatures who do not even have gross bodies. He helps them to come to the level of first attaining a material body and then slowly become Krishna conscious. This we will be seeing in the later verse. Let's stop with this. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.